This fine piece of woodworking here is our bench. Now, the problem with this bench is that right here, if we zoom in, right there is a crack. And we need, well, it's not a crack, it's an opening. If it was a crack, it would be between these, but it's between the laminated pieces that are nailed and glued together. There's an opening that didn't get sealed. So we need to seal this. So what we're going to do is we're going to use epoxy and the sawdust from sanding this top flat to seal it. So that's what we're going to do right now. So we're ready to set up our epoxy. You can't see me, but I can see you. So what we got here is we got a board. This is my epoxy board that I always use. I just take blue tape and I put blue tape over it, so that way when the epoxy tries to tear it off, and then I can just use the board again. I got my 2-part epoxy here. It's just super cheap Loctite stuff. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. I got a stirring stick, stir, and I've got my sander bag. So this isn't a huge crack, and we don't need a lot, so we're not going to use a lot of epoxy, but it helps. So super simple. All right, so super simple. You get just squeeze out a little bit of epoxy there. 1, cap it. Don't ever mix your caps up, otherwise you won't be able to get the cap off again. 2, if we can get this to squeeze out, run out of epoxy. Just gotta wait for it to work its way down there. There we go. You just want to make a same size puddle about. There we go. Same size puddle. Then we're going to take our bag here, open it up, grab a little bit, grab a little dust out of there, get rid of that dust, maybe a little more. Just kind of, I mean, you're going to make a mess. Just go ahead and just throw it, just embrace the mess. And then sweep it, and let's do this. All right. So there we go. So there's our epoxy mix of maple. It's a little brown, but it's okay. Might be a little too brown. Well, we can always try it. If we don't like it, we can sand it off. All right, we've got our epoxy mixed up, and we just need to stick it, fill the crack. And we're going to take our stick, just wipe it out. Just wipe it out. And if you got any smaller cracks or anything like that too, put a little on the front, on the side here. This is just like that. I'm going to use the stick itself to kind of scrape it off, push it down into the crevasse that we've created, and then just wipe it as flat as you can with the stick itself. So that's kind of a mess right now, but it'll look a lot better here in about however long that takes to dry. So it's been a little while, had some lunch and stuff, and this is all dry and set up. So now we're just going to take our sander, sand off this crap, and we'll take a look at it. There we go. All done and taken care of. Let's see if I can get you closer here. So there we go. There's our filled in crack using the sawdust as the thing. And as you can see, it's still there, but it's filled in. And once the finish goes on this, it'll just kind of vanish and disappear. So that's the way I fill spaces, cracks, whatever you want to call them. Am I in the shot now? Sort of. So that is how we I fill gaps in bench tops and things like that. So it gives it a nice smooth finish. At the end of this, I'll tack on a picture of how it looks once the finish is on, after I get it all done. So thanks for watching. Hope you learned something. Just a little quick tip kind of thing. Have a good one. So here we are, it's a couple days later. Finish is all dry. It's got about 4 coats of satin on it, all done, ready to go. And you can see, just kind of blends right in there to it. Sure, it's still a crack, it's still there, but step back from it a couple feet, it just goes away. Am I in? No, I'm not. Always cutting my head off. Thumbnail.